You know, one of the most notable events in the world, a sad event, the First World War. Study what I'm about to say. It's right there on Wikipedia. What happened? What triggered the First World War? The Archduke of Austria was assassinated. But do you know the story of how he was assassinated? First and foremost, they had tried several times to assassinate him. He was going in his motorcade of about 4 vehicles, and they positioned about 6 different assassins at different points. The first was unsuccessful. The second was unsuccessful. The third one actually released the bomb. Actually, see, the motorcade was passing. They threw a bomb. The bomb hit the back of the convertible vehicle and fell under the car behind him. That car, and it just detonated. About 16 people died instantly, but the Duke of Austria survived. So I mean, you can imagine how emotionally stressed he would have been. What just happened? An assassination attempt. Now, the assassin, feeling unsuccessful, just went to a food shop streets away. That, well, I tried, it didn't work. And then long after, the same Archduke was going for another meeting, another appointment with all the motorcade. For some reason, history has it that the driver took the wrong turn. He doesn't know why till date. Are you listening to me? He should have turned right. Something made him turn left, or I think the other way around. He should have turned left, but he turned right. And even if he turned right and kept going, there won't have been a problem. But as he was going, they drove past the assassin, the very assassin that had been trying to kill him. And then someone in the motorcade, another governor, said, "Stop, you're going the wrong way." Guess where they stopped? In front of the assassin. Are you listening to this? In front of the assassin. And so the assassin brought out a simple pistol at close range and shot him. That's a coincidence, are they? What I just said to you is what started the First World War. Brothers and sisters, this life is deep. This life is deep. He had been trying to assassinate them for weeks, unsuccessfully. Then they stopped right in front of him. Right in front. "Oh, you're going the wrong way, let's turn." And they stopped right in front of him. Close range. See, learn this, and learn this early. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, against principalities and powers. Some people have these arguments for and against, the role of spiritual intervention in politics. What I just told you now, is it not political? We will always advocate playing our part politically, getting your PVC, voting. But make no mistake, there are spiritual actors behind the scenes. If you're following me, say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. Hallelujah. Listen to what I'm about to present to you. Now, this might have seemed natural. Oh, they were haters. Maybe you had a contract, you were close to closing the deal, and then someone just came, spoke against you. Haters. Now, the human man is fallen, and he needs no spiritual motivation to be against you. But is that the case all the time? Wake up. And Zechariah is telling the story, giving us the behind the scenes. The Bible tells us in Zechariah chapter 3 that the high priest came, and the devil came and stood at his right hand to accuse him. This was what was happening behind the scenes. It looked natural, it looked political, but it was the devil at work. Please, are you listening to me? It was the devil at work. Behind the scenes, something was happening. Think about what we shared last week. That Job was going about his business, and a spiritual meeting happened concerning him. And on account of the verdict of that spiritual meeting, things started going wrong in his life. Don't you just say that he was unlucky. Luck Your health is affected. Your business is affected. Everything going south at once. Some of you, God brought this sermon to save your life. Your eye needs to open. There is more. Please, are you listening to me? And so there are two extremes. There are people who over spiritualize everything. When they should be hardworking, they make it about spiritual attacks and there's someone against me. No, maybe you're just lazy. But then there are people who fail to see it is the devil at work. We wrestle not. Brothers and sisters, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, against principalities and powers. You realize you can have a spiritual encounter that will change your career, change your experience in life, change everything. Listen, the people who practice negative spirituality, they know these things. That you can carry someone's picture to some place, speak some words, and then the person begins to experience frustration. How do you explain that? That you said some things to a picture. This life is deep. When you're reading some of the policies in the US, if you don't know the devil is at work, you must be very ignorant. That as far into the pregnancy as the third trimester, in some states you can abort. Are you aware? And you will inject a chemical into the pregnant woman's womb, and the chemical will burn the baby. Oh yes, will burn the baby and will stop the baby's heart from beating and will induce the woman to give birth to the baby stillbirth. Let me tell you something. If you don't realize what we're up against, some very egregious things will become normal. Now, you'll be surprised. Not everybody here thinks that's abnormal. You'll be surprised. Because some people, you see, some people are so carried away, they can't see when the devil is working. Because I've told you several times, the devil's greatest advantage is disguise. He would rather be working and you don't know. Peter thought he was giving good advice. Why would Jesus say he will die? He will not die. Come on. This. And Jesus said, get thee behind me, Satan. That seemed harsh, right? If you will be righteous in these last days, you must be harsh. Did you hear what I said? There are some things you must speak out against. It's not right. No matter how many people say it's right, it is not what? Not every policy is ordinary. So not only does it say we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, it says we wrestle against principalities and powers. You have to understand, these are government positions, rulers. We wrestle against, listen, this is spiritual politics. Spiritual politics. The fact that from our own perspective we have a government, but then there is a parallel government, a spiritual government, if you're not careful. It ought not to be, but it is. Jesus has defeated the devil, but you see, man can yield that authority. Come, are you listening to me? A man who has a political position can allow the devil use him. Principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this age. They rule from behind the scenes. You don't see them, but they are passing policies that are holding sway, and if care is not taken, might be affecting your life. Spiritual wickedness. There are some policies that are so wicked, you will wonder how they saw the light of day. I'm showing you how, and you must be aware.